Well, I'm a king bee, buzzing around your hive. Well, I'm a king bee, baby, buzzing around your hive. Well, I'm a king bee, want you to be my queen. Well, I'm a king bee, baby, want you to be my queen. Together we can make honey the world has never seen. Hello, and in today's video we are doing Premier League predictions for match week number 33 of the 2021 to 22 season. And that was the song of the weekend. It is the legendary Rolling Stones with I'm a King Bee. And shall I tell you why I'm doing that song this week? Well, we are playing the Bees, that is the Hornets, and will Joshua King get a eventual start for Watford, who have been awful, and King has been awful. In the absence of Cucho Hernandez, maybe the front three on Saturday will be Ismail Assar, Dennis, and Joshua King. It's like the old times, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, these are some random predictions. They are some huge predictions to get through because it's the run-in. It's only 7 weeks to go for most teams, and we've got FA Cup action this weekend. Manchester City in a similar scenario, playing Liverpool again. Huge game at Wembley, and also Palace playing Chelsea in the other semi-final. So those teams not involved this weekend, but Liverpool have got a game in midweek against Manchester United. So that'll be a really fascinating one. And Palace, obviously, they've got a game as well against Newcastle. So Chelsea, they'll be up against Arsenal. Man City, obviously, as well, got Brighton. So it's going to be a really fascinating round of games for sure. And let's see what happens. So let's get into it then. No messing about. That is the song of the week. The theme of the weekend, though, I'm going to go for something a little bit different. And in light of what's happening right now with what I'm trying to think. I'm completely. I've lost my head really. I couldn't think of what I was thinking of. So I think this week, am I completely out of tune here? Let me just check something for you people. Yep. No, I'm not out of tune. This is Easter weekend. That's right. So that is the theme of the week. Easter. Get those chocolates, get those Easter eggs, and crack them open this weekend. So, what Easter eggs will we have in this one? What things can you find out for match week number 33? Well, first up, we've got game on BT Sport. It's between the Spurs and the Seagulls. And this game, I think Spurs will win comfortably. Brighton recently have been really out of form, but that win against Arsenal was really impressive. Moise Caicedo looks an absolute baller, and what a strike it was from Enoch Mwepu for the second goal, and a really good Trossard goal as well. So Brighton, they'll put up a fight, and I don't think Spurs will be as free scoring as they were at Villa Park. Hat-trick for Son, what a player, what a partnership with Harry Kane. But I think Brighton still will lose this game, but not disgracefully. Spurs 2, Brighton Hove Albion 0. Harry Kane to get the first for Spurs, and would you believe it? It's Son Heung-min with the second. Now, Manchester United hosting Norwich City at Old Trafford. Now, will this game go ahead? Because United looking to protest again, just like this time last year for the Glazer ownership. So I think it will go ahead. But look, it is just a mess of a club right now. They're going to get Erik ten Hag next season. And you just think, whilst he's got the job, really, Ranić is just kind of thinking like he's just guessing. He's second guessing right now. And that Manchester United team is just not... It's not a football team. It's a bunch of individuals. So you would think they'd beat Norwich, as bad as Manchester United have been. But really, there's not a lot of silver lining to this cloud. United, though, 3-1 winners, in my opinion, against the Canaries. And I think Ronaldo to get on the score sheet. He's up for these kind of games. And the only goal for Norwich, I'm going to go for it. A little bit of Joshua Sargent if he's back from injury. If not, then we'll go for someone else like Lise Malou, who scored last week. But yeah, comfortable for United. Then Southampton Arsenal. Now, Arsenal come into this in pretty poor form. 2 defeats in a row. 2 really awful performances in general. And they're starting to concede goals again. So Southampton will put up a fight. They've got some good wins and good points from teams this season. They beat Tottenham as well. at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So Arsenal shouldn't go into this complacent, but I think they still will grind out victory just. I think Southampton have been in a really bad form recently, and I don't see them scoring in this one. Southampton 0, Arsenal 1. And the only goal from the game, the star boy of Arsenal, it's Bukayo Saka. Now, Watford v Brentford, huge game for Watford. Now, doesn't really matter because we're down. But look, it is still another home game. We're still going to bother to turn up as much as all the fans have given up at this point because we are literally in the Championship. But look, at the end of the day, Brentford, they're also safe, so we should learn a lot off them in terms of the trust they gave for Thomas Frank, and the recruitment process off stats was really interesting. But we've just sacked managers like there's been no end. They have been the right decisions, but we've not brought in the right managers to replace them, and we've just had an absolute stinker of a season. I can't remember a worse Premier League season in Watford's history that I've actually been alive for. Obviously, we always went back down when we got promoted, and my first Watford Premier League season, we got stayed up in 15-16, so I can't really complain too much, but it's still an awful season, so I kind of can't wait to just reset in the Championship, get a new set of players in, and really go from there. But hopefully, if we can somehow, we wouldn't deserve it, but if we can have a miraculous escape, it means we have to win this game, because I said we needed to drop 0 points in our last kind of 5 home games. What do? We lose to Leeds. So we really have to win this one, but I don't see it. Brentford are in such great form. But there's still that Watford fan inside me that thinks you never know. So Watford 1, Brentford 0, but I would back Brentford to do well. Ivan Toney as well, I think he's going to score. And Brian Mbeumo, he scored the last minute penalty in their game that was absolutely gutting. Will Troost-Ekong, that's the kind of mistakes that show your Championship quality, mate. But the only goal in this hopeful Watford prediction, I'm not sure even there's any hope left, but I'm just being a bit insane by this point. Ismaila Sarr with the only goal, 1-0 Watford, 77th minute from the Senegalese. Newcastle Leicester's up next, and Leicester obviously playing tonight in the Europa League Europa League conference, I should say. But obviously they've got a massive game tonight. I honestly feel like Leicester's season is kind of over from a league point of view, but obviously they're really caring about this Europa Conference League. So West Ham as well playing tonight. But it is an interesting one for Leicester, because I wonder how much of it will actually impact their league form, because right now it is 2-1 in the game, and Maddison is on the score sheet again. He's absolutely unbelievable form, so he'll be key for the Premier League matches. But it's the 90th minute, so if they end up winning this one, then that means, will they actually care about the league? I don't know, but we'll see. But either way, I think Leicester will keep winning games, and Newcastle are pretty much safe. They've got nothing to play for now, so I think Leicester will get the victory just based on the quality of players. Newcastle 0, Leicester 2. Maddison to score once again. He's just amazing this season, the Foxes midfielder, and a little cheeky goal for Leicester from the fullback, James Justin. Now, move on to West Ham Burnley. 3-1 to West Ham is my prediction. I'm not going to say scorers in this one. I just think, honestly, West Ham will be strong. They might win the game against Lyon. They might not. Either way, I think they'll still win in the league against a really poor Burnley side at the minute. Liverpool 4, Manchester United 1 is my next prediction. I know that's a big one, but United are awful and Liverpool are brilliant. I think Liverpool are honestly who I want to win the title. Now, that result at the Etihad 2-2 does mean the odds are in Man City's favour. If they just win all their remaining games, and you wouldn't back against it with the better fixtures they've got compared to Liverpool. But City have thrown up some mistakes in the past against Palace, against Wolves a couple of seasons back, and also against Southampton this season. So, it's not out of the question, but City are just so strong. So, Liverpool need to win all their games if they're going to really put the pressure on. I think this is the kind of game, Liverpool, the way they battered them in the reverse fixture, if they lose to Man United, there'll be a bit of an upset there. So I'm still backing Liverpool to batter them 4-1. Chelsea-Arsenal, big game, obviously, in the race for the Champions League for Arsenal. Chelsea pretty much securing it for next season, but obviously getting knocked out in the current Champions League quarter-final. Absolutely gutting to lose that. 3-2, obviously. They lost it 3-2 Real Madrid on the night, but overall 5-4. I mean, what a comeback from Real Madrid. Chelsea absolutely gutted. But they've still got the FA Cup this weekend against Palace. They'll really want to win that one to get some silverware this season. But this is a game where I feel like Arsenal will need to go all out. And I think that will mean they'll lose because they'll just defensively be a bit suspect. But Ben White to score for Arsenal to open the scoring. And then Chelsea hit back with goals from Reece James and, let's say, Kai Havertz. Now, moving on to Everton-Leicester. 1-1 is what I've gone for here. Everton need the points. Leicester, I just said about how they've kind of got the eye on the Europa Conference League. Maybe they don't need the points. So I worry about this for Watford's sake, that Everton might get another point here. So 1-1 here is my prediction. And the goal for Leicester, I'm going to say Maddison again, because he's just so good. And then Everton score through a little bit of Michaelenko. Now, moving on to Newcastle v Palace. Big game, obviously, would have been if it had been Newcastle still in the relegation fight. But look, at the end of the day, Palace, they want to go for the top half. Newcastle, they just want to kind of win their remaining home games. But it really doesn't have a lot riding on this game. So I think Palace, the much better team on paper. And they were really poor, unfortunately, for them in the last game. Whoever that was against, I can't even remember now. But ultimately, they should bounce back from that and carry on the win that they did against Newcastle, against Arsenal by the same scoreline in my prediction. So Newcastle 0, Palace 3, and goal scorers here. I think first of all, Edouard will get a start and a goal, and then the other goals for Palace I think will be Eze, a long-awaited one for him, and also the fullback that is Nathaniel Klein. Why not? And then finally, we've got the last two. City Brighton, 3-1 to Man City. You got to back them. And Burnley 2, Southampton 2, with a nice little cheeky strike from Ward-Prowse on the free kick. And Burnley get an equaliser through a little bit of Charlie Taylor, that is. So those are my predictions for match week number 33. Get yours in the comment section below. Remember what the theme of the week is. It's Easter, so get those chocolates and get eating. And also give a little listen to that song. It'll be in the description of the video when I put it up later tonight. So just wait for that one to come in. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.